Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to DIY with Nadia and welcome to another Wreath Wednesday. Today, I'm making a Dollar Tree Santa hat wreath using a witch hat wreath form. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do is I want to shorten the rim of the hat. So I'm going to take it right here where the hat kind of ends. And this section right here, I'm going to fold it in half, and these fold fairly easy. I mean, I'm not Superman, I promise you. And I'm just doing it by hand. And I kind of twisted it and I went underneath a little bit. We're going to cover this section, so don't worry about it. If there's any flaking of the paint, flake it off, because we're going to paint this bottom section. So just like that, and I'm going to do the same thing here. So here's the little corner. I'm going to take half right there, about half. Just play it by ear. There you go. And bend it down. And not only do I bend it down, I want to bend it a little further back. There you go. And now it's starting to look a little bit more of a Santa hat. It's not as wide right here. Next, I want to shorten the hat. So here is the tip. Here is the second section. I'm going to take it in half right here and just bend it. And I know I'm making it look a little weird, but proportionally, it's starting to look more like a Santa hat. We know Santa's hat is red on top and white at the bottom, and this is just too dark if I'm using deco mesh or even if I'm using felt to cover this area. I would still spray paint it or at least paint it. I'm going to spray paint it with Paint and Primer by Rust-Oleum. Just give it one coat. It's going to be fine because it is the background. It's not like it's going to be right in front of us. And then I'm going to seal it with this clear gloss by Krylon. And that's it. And I will be right back when this is done. Today we're using the woodland ruffle method, and we are going to use 2 to 3 of these rolls of deco mesh. And I'm going to start by opening one up, and let's go over the numbers. So these rolls are 5 yards, and we're going to cut strips of 22 inches. This will give us 8 of these strips per roll. All right, let's start doing the strips. Starting all the way at the edge, and I'm going down to 22 inches. I am using a rotary cutter, but you can also use a good pair of scissors. Grabbing some white pipe cleaners, I'm going to cut these into 4-inch little strips. To get started on our ruffles, I'm going to need a pipe cleaner, the deco mesh roll, something heavy, and a little clip or clothespin. These I get at the Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 6. All right, we're going to unroll it, but this time when I'm unrolling it, I want it to kind of naturally curl in. That's where I'm going to put my something heavy and push it up. Then on this end, I'm going to just let it naturally curl, and then I'm going to give it at least 3 little rolls. This is going to prevent the fraying. Then I'm going to clip this part. There you go. Switch that around. And then I'm going to start curling on this side. 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4. Now I'm just going to bring it together. Take my clip off, grab my pipe cleaner, and right in the middle, I'm gonna give it 2 twists, and there you go. You got the ruffle, and you got all the fraying kind of hidden on the inside right there, and I got my first little ruffle. Let's make another ruffle. I'm going to put my scissors on one of the sides, and this is where it's curling up, and then I'm going to just push it back. On this side, I'm going to grab both sides and start rolling 3 to 4 little loops until you feel the fraying is taken care of. This is where I'm going to clip right in the middle. and then turn it around. We don't need the heavy anymore because now we're going to do a few loops on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks good. Now we just start bringing together with both hands. So it's coming together in the middle. And then just squish it all together. Grab your pipe cleaner. And then right here, I like to push it up to kind of poof it out. Give it 2 twists. And we're all done with our ruffle. Let's do one more, but this one we're going to do quickly. Next, I want to make a little line right here. You can do this with wire. You can do this with whatever you want. I decided to do it with some pipe cleaners. So I'm grabbing 2 pipe cleaners and I'm going to twist them a little bit to make them stronger. And I'm just putting my pipe cleaner right there where the V is and right in the center. And I'm just going to twist this. There you go. Then a 3rd pipe cleaner. I'm going to make this even stronger. I'm going to go in the center, twist it. So I just connected it right here. And now I'm going to go on the back side. And then here I'm just going to go back to the front. And then twisting it. And look at this. This is so strong. And all I did was use 3 pipe cleaners. 2 pipe cleaners went horizontally. 1 went vertically to kind of seal this in place. And that's why I started by locking it in here. And then just going back and forth. And then just finishing off in the center. And there you go. Nice and strong. Now we have 3 rows. Now this is 2 rolls worth of ruffles, which means I have 16 ruffles right here. And I'm just going to start by putting the ruffles on the end and just kind of working my way inside. Okay, it's filling in nicely. All right, the bottom part is done. I'm going to show you what I did and how I arranged everything. Now, before I get started, the most important thing to remember is I did not put anything right here because this is the part that kind of goes up. And if you put any deco mesh here, it's going to make like this dome right here. And that's what you don't want. And that's the reason that I actually made this 3rd row in the middle here. You can do this any way you want, as many of these as you want. I ended up using almost 4 rolls. And I ended up using 14 puffs on each section here. Starting at the end, I put 3 on each side right here. So a total of 6 in this V section right there. Then I put 2 at the bottom here. And then 2 right here. I put 1 in this section right here. And 1 in this section right here. And 2 right here. So 2, 2, 2, and then 1, 1, 3, 3. This sounds a little complicated. Don't worry about it. Just put as many as you want right here. The only thing to remember is not to put any on this part that's kind of going towards the center on top. Everything else, just fill in however you want to. For this top part, we're going to be using one of these Dollar Tree Santa hats. And there's different colors. You could do whatever you want. And I'm going to grab my little tool to remove the seams. And let me just remove. There's usually 2 of these that are holding the white part up. There you go. Let me get this one. And I want to keep as much of this red as possible. So I'm just going to, look at this. It's Dollar Tree, so it's not like it's the strongest over here. But I'm going to grab this seam and I'm just going to take this seam out. I'm telling you, it's not really the most secure seam in the world. So this really should be the easy part here. Okay, now I have this upside down. The first thing I did was I turned these little corners in a little bit, and then I'm going to put the hat on. You want to make sure that the seam is in the back. And what you can do is you could just hot glue it right there, but I'm going to give it an extra security kind of thing. I'm going to grab some floral wire, and this is the 26 gauge from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to put it through my hat right here. It goes in really easy. And then through this top portion right here. This is just to put it in place. Grabbing another piece, I'm going to, same thing, put it through. And I'm going about an inch in, I would say. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to make sure that this hat is as white as possible, because we want to make it look like Santa's hat, not a witch's hat. So it's kind of important to keep the sides right here as short as possible. Now that our hat is in place, I'm going to hot glue the edges right here. If you can't get any of the red right here and hot glue it, I would too. Grabbing another strand of the floral wire, I'm going to put it through our hat right here. And then, let's see, wherever we want to connect it. It's a 26 gauge wire, so we're going to be able to hide it even in the back right there. It's going to be fairly invisible. See, right there. So our little topper is in place right here. And then grabbing a floral pick. This is from the Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree has so many. Here's another one you can use that would look beautiful with the red and white. And maybe an apple. And I just thought the apple would be a little too dark and blend in. So I decided to go with this one. Grabbing my floral wire, I'm going to go right in the back in this middle section and twist it. Then I'm going to see where I want this to be, and I want it to be kind of on an edge. I want the poinsettias to show. I want this little silver. The greenery is what's going to make this look really pretty because of the red. And so just put it in where you feel like it's going to look pretty. And we can attach it there later. But for now, let's just see where we need to attach it in here. There you go. Look at this. It's nice and secure. In the back, a few twists here. With my leftover pieces of wire, I'm going to secure this ending of the pick. And secure that in place. Twist, twist, twist. And now the pick is secure right here at the end and in the middle. To hang my wreath, I grabbed my 26 gauge wire, cut off a long piece, and folded it in half. I'm going to feel the bar right here, and I'm going to kind of squeeze it with my fingers. Probably should have done this earlier. There you go. But it was fairly easy to get it through. Just make sure you're in the center. And now I'm just going to twist my loop and then kind of face it the other way and twist it back. I basically went like this with the wire, so it kind of loops and holds it in place. Then turn it around and you have a hook right there. Now I'm just going to move the pick pieces around, making sure that whatever I want to stand out stands out. Move it around. The leaf, I'm going to turn that around. There's my pine cone, and I think this is an absolutely beautiful wreath.